Hey, what's up you guys? It's Cameron here, back with another video. And today on my channel, it is going to be a story time video, and things are going to get real intense today. So we are going to be talking about some scary time, story time, whatever you want to call it, paranormal activities in my life. Are ghosts real? Are they real? Are we just being crazy? We're going to talk about Shane Dawson's series, because I know everybody's seen Shane Dawson's series, and let's just talk about how awesome it is. And it comes out tomorrow. I am so excited. Well, I guess by the time this is uploaded, it'll be that day. Well, I don't know. It just depends on how I do that. And so I'm sorry I haven't posted in a really long time. I just kind of took a break, school, all that stuff, going outside, all that. I just haven't really done anything. And we are in a new setting today. This is what I'm going to call my story time area, I guess you can call it. And a lot has happened since I have posted. So Avery turns 1 on Thursday, which is Valentine's Day, which is very exciting. And what else? School is crazy. I think that's the most big stuff that I can think about right now. So into what today is going to be about. It has been a long time since I posted, right? And then Zoe posted a video about her cheer thing, which I think you should go check it out because the music's pretty cool. And Shane Dawson series, the conspiracy theories. I've always been a fan of conspiracy theories. I've always been a fan of ghost stories. I've always been a fan of all this stuff. And I've been watching YouTubers on how they do story times of paranormal activities, and I was like, I have a bunch of those. I have pictures of all this stuff. Well, not all this stuff, okay, so my great-grandma told me a story of how they have a picture of me as a baby, and I'm in this room, and this is whenever we lived out in the country, when I was a baby, right, baby me, and there is a picture of 2 Indians standing in the window, but you can see it, but you'd have to have a mind, a mind for the one that looks out for paranormal activity, or a mind that has gone through paranormal activity, right? So there's not really a long story that I have. It's just multiple stories and multiple pieces of events through my life that paranormal activity has happened, right? And I keep saying paranormal activity because, gotta watch some Ghost Brothers on the whatever it's called channel, right? So anyways, I've just watched all these shows. I used to watch Mountain Monsters, ghost hunting shows. I watched Shane Dawson's series. I've seen so many of Shane Dawson's videos of how haunted it is and all this stuff, and it's crazy. And if you think about it, are ghosts real? Are they real? Are they not real? Are people just saying this stuff? Are people just saying this is haunted just to get popularity out of it? Or are people saying it, but I don't know. So we are going to start a new series on my channel where I am going to do a bunch of research on all this different type of stuff of ghosts and demons and all this stuff, and but we're going to go through my stories first. And so it all started when I lived with my grandparents, I think. Well, I didn't live with them. Yeah, okay. So we would watch ghost hunting shows and all this stuff. And so, like, I knew about ghosts. I was like, I used to stay up and I'd watch them with my grandma, and we would, like, talk about it and share our experiences. And, you know, me as a kid, like, I've always had deja vu, or if you don't know what deja vu is, it's like you feel like you've been there before. Like, I'll get a glimpse of an image, and then maybe like a month later, I'll actually live through that image. Sometimes I can see, it's like a video that I watch, and then it happens in real life. Sometimes I can hear things, sometimes I can see things move. It's like, it just depends. And like, so as a kid, we lived in this apartment when I first moved here. When I first moved, we lived in this apartment, and, you know, I was like six or seven, right? I just started second grade. No, maybe I was about 7, and I would always see this girl. Like, she wasn't there, but I would see her, and I used to always get the chills. Like, in my room or walking through the hallway, I would get this chill. I would get this cold chill, and then I'd see something in front of me, long hair, white. I'm talking like transparent white, like white. And so here I am, this little kid, I'm thinking nothing of it, because like I had like seen things before that were like that. And so I thought nothing of it. And then I have this cat, right? And I got it for my birthday, and I'm a big fan of cats, right? And so it was motion detected. And so whenever like you would wave a hand or you would walk past it, it would meow. And so whenever I was in the living room, I would hear this go off in my room, and I thought nothing of it until later on when I told my dad about it, and I was like, yeah, this cat used to go off. And he was like, or when I would come home, he'd be like, Cameron, you need to turn off your cat because it keeps going off whenever you're not home. And I'm kind of thinking, like, why? Because it had a different setting. Like, you could touch a button and it would move, or it was motion censored, or you could turn it off. I always had it on motion censored because I was a weird kid. And so it would just go off, and then I'd be like, oh, I was totally chill about it. I'd be like, oh yeah, Dad, there's a ghost that lives in this house. Here's the even weirdest part. Okay, so me and my dad used to travel a lot. Like, we would go back home and we'd come back. We'd go back home, we'd come back. And then every time we'd come back from a long weekend of being gone, there would be like sand and dirt all in our sinks. It was in me and my dad's sink, because my dad had a bathroom and I had a bathroom. And there would just be like dust in our sink, or not dust, I don't know why I keep saying dust, sand in our sink, which I thought was completely weird. Like, how does sand get in here? And it didn't just decide to pop up like out of nowhere, because sand would never get in my sink unless we went to the beach. And whenever we came back from the beach, there wasn't even that much sand in there, because not that much sand can travel from the beach into the car, and then like when I wash my hands, like that's not how it works. But there would be like dirt and grass in there too, and so I just thought this was extremely weird. But like me, I was a chill kid, because, you know, I watched like all the Ghostbusters stuff, and my dad had watched Ghostbusters, but this was not Ghostbusters stuff. And I had seen like scarier things on TV. Like I said, I watched some mountain monsters, and they deal with Bigfoot and all that, which is a whole different topic. I don't even know if Bigfoot is real, but like all the stuff that I had seen, I mean, I believed it, but if you think about it, Bigfoot, someone would have seen it, right? Like, someone had to have like evidence. I mean, I know there's evidence out there, but anyways, off topic. Okay, so this cat would always go off, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd be chill about it. I'd be like, Dad, there's a ghost that lives in our house, ha ha ha. And like, I was like, oh, whatever. And so we move out of that apartment, and I told my dad, I was like, yeah, there's some weird stuff that went on in that apartment, right? And my dad started telling me things about how when he would clean under the dining table, you would have to move back the chairs, right? Like when you clean or vacuum under the dining table, you have to move the chairs. And so it was like you have this hallway, and then it goes out into the living room, and then here's the dining table, and here's the hallway, here's my bathroom, here's my room. And this was in our old house. And so like my dad would put the chair right here in front of the hallway because he wasn't moving, right? And then he would vacuum and then turn around, and the chair would be out of the hallway. Like something had to move it to get through, which is kind of creepy considering like ghosts move things. And so he was telling me all this stuff, and then he just said that he felt like presence of a woman, and I was like, a woman? That's weird. And at this point I hadn't told my dad that I could see. Like I had seen a woman like with long hair walking, right? I'm gonna sound really dumb saying this, but like I could see it. I don't know why, or maybe I was making this up. I have no idea, but I could see it, and it was crazy. And so here we are having this conversation about how haunted our old apartment was, and it just gives me the chills. And I have never had any problems with that cat, ever. Anytime I felt like I had that, any house I was in was haunted, I'd turn the motion sensor on, and it still wouldn't, it doesn't go off. It only went off in that house. Like, even when I would leave for school, and my dad would be at home studying or whatever, it wouldn't, like, it just would go off. Like, even if it was in my closet, out of my reach, like, it was so annoying that I put it above my closet to where I couldn't reach. Well, my dad technically put it on above the closet, and it would still go off, and it was really weird. So, yeah. That is my crazy haunted apartment story. Now, our ghost reel. If you think about it, it makes sense. Ghosts being real makes sense. And with all the evidence of people and their stories and people and their ghost investigations and all this stuff, like, it makes sense. There's a little glowy thing. Okay. It makes sense, which is kind of creepy if you think about it, to know like there is life after death. You know, it's and then to think of how it's a sentimental subject, is that the right word for it? But that like some people can just blow it out of proportion and say, oh, this is what happened, and oh, this, or oh, that. But what is the real part of it? Like, nobody really knows if it's 100% true fact. So that's something that we should all think about, and comment down below what your paranormal stories are or something like that, because it is absolutely crazy that ghosts could be real. And yeah, it's crazy. Okay, now here are my opinions on Shane Dawson's series. So the whole thing with the fire, that was really sad, right? So I told my dad how crazy it was, like, that something like this could happen. Okay, so the conspiracy about that Shane Dawson talked about was that it could have been one of the army lasers, the light lasers, right, that hit the Woolies fire. So I told my dad, like, about what he said and, like, what his evidence was, and my dad's a hard person to convince, right? So we were talking, and he goes, if it was a laser, he wouldn't be able to slow it down. Okay, so the guy that Shane Dawson's watching, right, he's slowing down the video of the thermal, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me. The thermal place of where the fire started, and he said that there was this line of heat right here, and if it was a laser, lasers, you can't see them. They travel at the speed of light because it's a laser. So it's so fast that you wouldn't be able to slow it down like that. You know? And I'm not trying to say anything about how Shane Dawson is lying, because I'm sure he has his proof, and he said in his video, these are all just theories and they could not be true. But I'm just putting it out there that what if that's not what happened? What if there's a different side to it? Or what if that's something else? So we should all do our own research, because one of the things that everybody does is you listen to what you're told, right? Everybody listens to what you're told. Theories, drama, all this stuff, everybody just soaks into what they're told. When really, do you know the whole part of the story? Do you know all of it? Because I don't think anybody really knows every part of it to have a fact on it or say something that's true if you don't know every part of it. So that's my thought for today, and I will get back with you guys tomorrow after I watch Shane Dawson's series part 2, and you guys should definitely go check out his channel, and you definitely should go check out Zoe's channel. And without further ado, I am gonna go do whatever. Oh, I have to edit this video. I'm gonna go edit this video, and don't forget to smash. Okay, so I was editing this video and I cut off the outro. So don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and comment down below what your paranormal experiences are. And without further ado, that's the rest of this video. Have a great day, and don't forget to go subscribe to all these people's channels that I listed earlier. Bye.